Why is 83% of Americans more stressed than ever? I'll tell you exactly why. Because life feels like one long group project where nobody knows who the leader is, what the deadline is, or why we're even doing it. Honestly, the stress starts the second you wake up. You open your eyes and your brain hits you with a full season premiere. Previously on My Life, you forgot to reply to that message, your bills are due, and you still don't understand taxes. Meanwhile, your alarm clock is screaming like a dying robot, and you're lying there like, Is this adulthood? Because I would like to unsubscribe. Then you grab your phone, biggest mistake of the morning, and boom, notifications. Notifications everywhere, emails you didn't ask for, messages from apps you didn't even know you downloaded, a random coupon from a store you visited once in 2018, and of course that one text from someone you forgot to respond to 3 days ago. Now you can't reply casually, now you have to pretend you were kidnapped by life itself. And the news? Oh, please. You check one headline and suddenly you're sweating like you're about to be interviewed by the FBI. Everything feels like a global emergency. Even the weather app looks stressed these days. It's like cloudy with a 200% chance of emotional instability. No wonder everyone's cortisol is doing the Harlem Shake. Then you try to get ready for the day. Simple task, right? Wrong. You start looking for your other sock like it owes you money. Your hair refuses to cooperate. Your coffee machine coughs like it's on its last breath. You wonder why you're tired even though you just woke up, and your brain is like, yeah, we were up all night overthinking things that never happened. You're welcome. And don't forget the commute. The commute is where your patience goes to die. You're either stuck behind someone who drives like their gas pedal is emotionally unavailable, or you're behind the guy who thinks every road is a racetrack for his midlife crisis. And the pedestrians? They cross the road like they're being controlled by a laggy Wi-Fi connection. And there you are, gripping the steering wheel like you're trying to stop yourself from becoming a menace to society. By the time you finally make it to work, or school, or whatever you're pretending is your purpose, you're already mentally done. And the first conversation you have is always something ridiculous, like, "Good morning, how are you?" And you smile and say, "I'm fine." When in reality, your brain is juggling existential dread, caffeine withdrawal, hunger, and the memory of that embarrassing thing you did in 2016. Meanwhile, your soul is somewhere under your desk begging for a nap. Then the day goes on. Meetings, deadlines, unexpected tasks, someone asking you a question you absolutely do not have the emotional capacity to answer. You know when someone says, "Quick question," but it's actually a 45-minute discussion that ruins your spirit? Yeah, that. That's why people are stressed. Afternoon rolls around and now your energy is running on fumes. You're trying to look productive while contemplating every life decision you've ever made. Your brain is like a browser with 47 tabs open, none of which you can find. One is playing music, one is definitely frozen, and one is just a picture of a sandwich because you forgot to eat lunch again. And speaking of lunch, why does eating in the afternoon feel like a boss fight? You're either eating too much, eating too little, or eating something that tastes like suffering. And then you spend the next 2 hours wondering if the food was the cause of your newfound stomach chaos, or if that's just your body filing complaints at random. By the end of the day, you're emotionally exhausted from pretending to be a functional adult. You get home, flop on the bed like a broken action figure, and your brain is still running, still overthinking, still analyzing conversations, still preparing for situations that literally will never happen. Like, why are you replaying an imaginary argument with a cashier at Target? Why is your brain creating a full Marvel movie in your head when all you want is sleep? And then the night routine begins. You decide to relax by scrolling through your phone for 6 hours straight. You watch one video about productivity, feel inspired for 30 seconds, then immediately switch to watching someone cook a meal you will never make. TikTok shows you people who wake up at 4 a.m. to meditate and drink lemon water, and suddenly you're comparing your life to strangers who probably don't even enjoy theirs. And that's when the final boss appears. The, should I sleep now or destroy my circadian rhythm at 2 a.m.? question. You choose wrong. Every time. You lay in bed, staring at the ceiling, and your brain chooses this exact moment to remind you of that time you mispronounced a word in front of your entire class in 2012. But here's the funniest thing about all this. Your brain isn't trying to ruin your life. It's just dramatic. It's like a friend who screams when they see a tiny spider. It panics first, thinks later, and then tries to protect you with chaos. That stress? It's your brain trying to say, hey, I care about you. I just don't know how to express it in a normal way. And the truth is this. Half of the stress disappears the moment you pause and say, okay, am I genuinely in danger? Or am I being a little theatrical? Suddenly your mind calms down like a toddler who finally found their lost toy. So yeah, life is chaotic, stressful, ridiculous, and a full-time comedy show. But if you can laugh at the madness, take tiny breaks, breathe like a confused yoga instructor, and remind yourself you've survived everything so far, then maybe, just maybe, you'll realize you're doing better than you think. And if not, just remember this. Even your brain is confused, and it lives there.